That is fantastic. I want to apologize up front. We fibbed a little bit. This was supposed to be a comedy show. I know you were expecting that. Actually, what this is tonight is an intervention. Yes, we've gotten word back at the temple that some of you have been a little naughty and fallen off the path, and we're here to rescue you. I know what you're thinking, but don't I have to be baptized? Don't I have to be brought back into the church? Don't worry, we've already done it.
Mormons.
We are the way to, we have researchers looking into this. We're the way to eternal salvation. We are the right religion. Welcome. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey!
I'm totally kidding. There's no fucking God. Okay, honestly, I was trying. Here's the greatest thing. First off, give yourselves a round of applause for being here tonight. This is awesome. I had thought for a while, like, how I was gonna open this bit, and that was as long as I could keep a straight face without losing. That's the thing. I'm amazed. Like, why don't we have like atheist missionaries just going around after them, following them from door to door, and just after they leave, just like knocking, like, hey. There's no God. Have you read our book? It's called Hitchens. Cool. Later. Oh my God, it's amazing. And here's the cool thing too. Here's what I really like about being here and what I really love about everybody that's here. First off, there's been some amazing speakers. Please give them a round of applause. Because it's been awesome what they've done and what they've talked about. I learned a lot. But the other thing is I can finally say this shit about religion that I've been wanting to say for oh so long on stage that I can't say. I can't talk about so much of the stuff I want to talk about in my regular comedy act because people get pissed. It's insane. Like, you can't talk about anybody religious because there's always going to be one person in the audience like, no, that's not Christian. Well, neither am I. It doesn't work that way. Like a little while ago, I was talking about Tim Tebow. Y'all know who Tim Tebow is?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. For those of you who don't, he's the Jesus quarterback. And I called him an asshole, and he is. He's a total asshole. And so is every other athlete or anybody who does any kind of like artistic profession, like pianist, artist, painter, whatever, actor, actress, who goes on, receives an award, wins the big game, whatever, and then at the end of it, so, how'd you win? Jesus Christ. You realize what you're saying is fuck all the training, all the hard work, all the dedication, the hours upon hours of practice. No, God likes me best. That's a fuck you and a middle finger to everybody else in the league. Like, it's like, no. So, how'd you win the game today? Oh, well, the defense was really buckling down, and we were hitting our threes and our free throws, and well, you know, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Why aren't they interviewing him? Why isn't he getting paid $1 million a year? Why is your ass on TV? It's insane. It's unbelievable. Here's the thing, too. Like, I've just recently kind of acknowledged that I'm an atheist to people in public. Just because, thank you. This is my first event as a speaker or comic at this kind of a event, and they don't start. We'll be clapping all night because I'm like a bunch of first. Look, I got an American Atheist T-shirt on. Clap for that. No, I'm kidding. Stop. It was free. I told Silverman, I'm like, dude, I need a T-shirt. This is how you get free shit. Just say you're gonna promote his stuff on stage, and so. But oh Christ, where was it? Oh yeah. So I used to tell people I wasn't an atheist, I was an agnostic. Because first off, that makes things a lot easier to swallow. But it's a bullshit. You can't. Agnostic. It's the same thing.
Yep.
There's no difference. It's all you're really doing is running a hedge fund on religion. That's all. What you're saying, because basically what you're saying is if you're Christian, you're Catholic, you're Buddhist, you're Muslim, you're Jewish, you're whatever, you have your specific religious beliefs. If you're an atheist, you don't believe in anything. If you're an agnostic, you're saying, I don't know. I don't think there is. But if you prove me wrong, you win. So if Armageddon happens, and I show up in front of the pearly gates and St. Peter is looking at a list going, well, we can't let you in, you didn't believe me. No, fucker. I said I didn't know. Obviously, you've proved me wrong. Open the damn gates. And this has been awesome. I've had such a fun time being here. But you really got to kind of admit that, like, religious people just don't have a sense of humor. Honest, think about it. You can't, if you're religious, you can't have a sense of humor, because then you'd have to admit it's all bullshit. You can't, I think my best example is, that I can think of is George W. Bush saying that God said we needed to go into war with Iraq. That if he had a sense of humor, maybe he would have realized that was Dick Cheney on the PA going, let's go to war with Iraq. That seriously, that's like nobody gets it. Everybody's like, oh no, it's really, you can't make fun of anybody, you can't talk about anything. Everybody freaks out. Like, I'm gonna apologize, because I have a lot of things I want to talk about, and I want to make sure that I don't miss any of it. Because here's the thing too, like what I was saying, I don't really get to talk about this stuff in my regular shows, because somebody will flip out. Like with the Tebow thing, when I started to call him an asshole, I was like, here's the joke word for word. I don't care what your religion is. But you gotta admit, it takes a special kind of asshole to get down on the middle of that field on national television, get down in your little prayer pose with everything going on and say, dear God, I know there's a lot of horrible things going on in the world. There's earthquakes, typhoons, people are dying of famines, kids have AIDS in Africa. But please, God, I really need to win this game. Have you seen how shitty I am? And if that is your God, then he's a dick too. If God's sitting there looking down at the kids in Africa and going, hey, look, I know things are rough, dude, swat the fly off your eye. Get the fly off your eye. No, you're distracted. Okay, I'm gonna go over, look, I know things are rough, but Tim prayed real hard last night. And have you seen how shitty he is? By the way, is anybody else excited that Tim got dropped from the Patriots? I don't tweet very much, but I went right on Twitter, and the first thing I said was, Tebow got dropped by the Patriots. It just goes to show, if you work real hard and pray really, really hard, God doesn't give a shit. Because he doesn't exist. No, but it's insane. So I started telling that joke, and as soon as I got to the asshole part, this woman pipes up, he's not an asshole! He's a good Christian boy! First off, let me finish the joke. Then you might change your mind. Second off, he is. And like I said, so is every other person out there. But you can't get away with it, because as soon as you start making fun of any kind of religion, people freak out. And I don't understand it. I never got on board with it. Never. It never made sense. I grew up Catholic. I was raised Catholic. I went to church as a kid. My grandmother used to make us go to church, and I never had, I always asked my parents, why are we going to church today? They say, oh, because your grandmother wants to go. Well, that sucks. I don't knit with her. Why do I have to go to church? And it never made sense. Why do we go to church on Sundays? Because as you all learn, I learned that Sunday, the seventh day, that was the day of rest. That God built the earth or made the universe in 6 days, and they took that seventh day, that was his day off. Why in the world would he want to take his day of rest and listen to all our shitty problems? Why would we say, hey, God, look, I really think you're kind of rough. Can I get a Ferrari? Why not make church on a Wednesday? Because then at least he's just going back to work. And he's just sitting there going, shoot, Wednesday, these people got problems. Oh, okay, cool. We'll go back in and just see how they're doing. It's insane. I never got prayer. Prayer never made any sense to me. Why? My friends still ask me to pray for them. Why? I had a friend, I hate bringing up this subject matter because it's kind of touching. I feel bad, but a friend of mine's mother has cancer. And she said to me, she's like, Dave, I don't know what your relationship with God is. Yeah, you do. But my mom's really sick. Would you please say a prayer for her? Okay, first off, if there is a God, he's going to know I'm full of shit. And if dear God, please help her out. Hey, no, I'm not giving you anything. You don't believe in me, so no, not gonna. Secondly, if you believe that God has a master plan, why is my prayer gonna do anything? It's not like he's gonna sit there and like, God, please help out my friend's mom. It's really bad. I don't want to see her die. He's gonna sit there and say, well, I was gonna make all these cool things happen when she died, but shit, you asked so nicely. Screw the plan. And why does everybody get so upset when you actually, when people pass away? Have you ever noticed, oh my God, it wasn't her time. She shouldn't have gone. Well, first off, I don't think you get to make that decision.
She's 107.
She's 107. That's a pretty good reason to go. Especially if she's doing 90 down a freeway. But no, but you don't get to make that decision. Secondly, like if heaven is this amazing place, like why do we get all upset? Oh my gosh, she's gone. Don't be. Okay, two things can happen. You can either be happy for the person that they're gone and throw them a gone away party, like yay, Peter's up in heaven, good for him, or be really jealous and pissed. Why is that dick up there? I'm still stuck down here with you people. This isn't fair. I was so much better than you, and now he gets no. Screw this. The other thing is the suicide clause. That's like, you all know that? Like if you go to commit suicide, you can't get into heaven? You realize they had to write that in specifically? That you had to. You can't talk about this amazing place with angels and floating on clouds and everybody's happy and say, well, no, you have to die naturally. You can't, because everybody would be offing themselves, which is why I think extreme sports are making such a huge comeback right now. Seriously, like everybody in extreme sports is a devout Christian, and the only reason I can explain it is they're trying to get there quicker. What's your reason for jumping the Grand Canyon? I want to see what heaven is like. And by the way, if there's anybody like you would think like things like skydiving would go up in numbers, like more people would do it. If you die doing an extreme sport like skydiving and you show up to the gates, that should be marked as suicide. I don't care what happened. I don't care what went wrong. You jumped out of a fucking plane. Seriously, you show up at the gate, St. Peter's gonna be like, well, we can't let you in, you committed suicide. But I did skydiving. Yeah, well, you jumped out of a fucking plane. But it was the chute didn't know, you jumped out of a fucking plane. But I was with an instructor, you jumped out of a fucking plane. It boggles my mind though. The worst one was the bedtime prayer. Yeah, you guys know that. Oh my God. You guys want to say it with me?
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Is that not the creepiest shit you have ever heard? Let's break this down really quickly. First off, you're asking him to let you keep your soul. You're basically saying, please don't kill me. Please, God, I want to live another day. Like, that's just wrong in itself. Like, okay, honey, go to bed. Okay, now I lay me down to say, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. What do you mean he's going to take my soul? No! No, it's okay, because if he does, he's taking it with him. What the fuck? You realize, like, that's, if you were to get kidnapped, if you were to get abducted, and suddenly you sit there and you're praying the guy every day, oh, please don't hurt me, I just want to go back to my parents. Like, well, we'll decide. We'll see if you make it through the night. And then he does kill you, you say, well, hey, if you do kill me, take me with you. What the fuck? That is the most insane thing I've ever, that is just creepy. You're asking your abductor, hey, can I go? Why would you want to spend eternity with that guy? So you can talk with everybody else? Wow, God's a real dick, isn't he? I really wasn't expecting that. Like, I thought I had a couple more days left, but no, apparently not. How'd he get you? Same thing in your sleep? Wow, what an ass.
Don't say it'll hear you.
What? Seriously, every day. Here's the thing too, like I'm sure you've noticed I swear quite a bit, and I apologize for that. If anybody actually has a problem with swearing, I'm really fucking sorry. And it's gonna get worse later on. I got a bit, I already checked this with Margaret. If you have any problems, I'll warn you when I'm gonna start the joke, and you can just leave and go get coffee and go cry in your pillow or whatever's gonna happen. But here's the thing, I swear a lot, but I'm a big fan of words. I love words. I look at Carlin and Lenny Bruce and Lewis and those guys that use words to effect. And I love words. Like, I actually got somebody ticked off at me. I play tennis. I know I'm a pussy. But I know I love tennis. I've been playing tennis my entire life. And one of the things I do is when I'm having a bad day, I don't come down on anybody else. I don't blame anybody else when I suck. I blame myself. So I curse myself out. So I'm on the tennis courts on a public court, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, David, you fucking suck. What the fuck is wrong? Get your head out of your ass, way. And this woman out of nowhere comes up, she's like, you know what, you shouldn't use that horrible language. What? You know the word. The one you've been saying all day. Fuck? That's it. Sorry. Try and be a better human being. What the fuck? There it is again. And I'm sitting there, and I got ticked. I lost. I was like, all right, tell you what. If it's such a bad word, define it. I won. You can't. There's no definition. If you actually look up the definition of the word, it just says, usually vulgar. That's it.
Fornicate.
That's, what'd you say?
It means fornicate.
Fornicate. No, it doesn't. It has multiple meanings. It can be a verb. It can be a noun. It can be a transitive verb. It can be a number of different meanings. It can be good. That's fucking beautiful. Is there anything bad? It's an expressive word. It conveys better how you feel. And that's why I love the words. And I've totally gotten off topic. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. Is everybody here local, out of curiosity? By round of applause, like for the most part? Well, a round of applause and you all raise your hands. That was... God bless the public school system. I love that. Yeah, round of applause. Hey! Anybody know the answer? I do! Screw it, if nothing else goes right, that was perfect. That was awesome. I live in LA now, which is, LA's a weird city. I love it, but there's so many weird things. I live in West Hollywood, actually, which if you don't know, West Hollywood is like the gayest city in the world. And I've lived in some of the I lived in San Francisco, which is where I grew up. I lived in New York, and now I live in West Hollywood. And the amazing thing is I travel a lot. I do comedy, and so I go all over, and I run into idiots everywhere who come up to me and they'll say, oh, you live in West Hollywood, aren't you worried? About what? Aren't you worried a gay guy might hit on you? Why? Well, because they're gay. They're not magical. The women will back me up on this. Just because somebody hits on you doesn't mean you have to fuck them. It's not like you're gonna say, oh my God, those are fantastic pants. Shit, all right, you win. Can I be on top? No? Okay, that's... But so I live in LA, and I love it out there, but I realized something. In LA, religion is a fashion, or it's like fashion. Like, it's like there's a hot new religion every 5 or 6 years, and then 10 years down the road, everybody's looking back like a hangover, like, why the fuck did we do that? That was a really bad idea. Like it was Catholicism, then Buddhist, then Hindu, then Kabbalah with Madonna or Esther. Why the fuck are you gonna change your name to Esther? You're like, I'm a Kabbalist now, so it's Esther. No, screw you. You're Madonna. You're an asshole. We get it. Drop the fake British accent. We don't. And so now the big ones are Scientology, which is starting to fade out.
Good.
Yeah. But here's the thing: is it's slowly being replaced by Mormonism. You can see it creeping up. In Hollywood. And it makes sense too, because that's like the ultimate religion for rich people. It totally makes, I totally get it, because you sit there and you think about it like Mormonism, you're going like, well shit, I've got everything on earth, what's left? I know when I die, I want my own fucking planet. That's how can you, and have you guys, anybody been to LA or seen pictures of the Mormon temple?
Yeah.
That thing is massive. They're building one here? Oh, it's disgusting. Like, it's right in the middle of Santa Monica. And if anybody knows Santa Monica real estate values, holy shit. This thing is huge. I don't know how many acres it is, but it's got this huge spire, and at the top of the spire, it's got a statue of what's the Mormon? Moroni. It's got the statue of him blowing the trumpet and everything, and it's just solid gold. Why not just have it pointed towards Compton or another poor part of town and just have it given the middle finger to everybody? Like, seriously, and then you know how like the Statue of Liberty has the plaque, give me you're poor, you're tired, you're huddled mad. Just have a plaque that says, if you're poor, go the fuck away. P.S. We're not too fond of black people either. That's it's just I don't get it though. But that's what's going on right now in religion. What did I'm sorry. I apologize for this. I was kind of on a track there. How y'all doing? No, I know exactly where I am now. He's just waving at me. Hey! He's like, we got you acting like a jackass on camera. No, but that's the thing too. And like with Mormonism and Scientology, what I don't get is the conversion. Like you realize those religions are relatively new. Like we're talking, what is Scientology 60 years? Mormonism was early 1800s. Like they had the one guy for each of them. And now they number in the hundreds of thousands or whatever they're up to. Like you realize you have to convert. Like I don't understand conversion. Like okay, for marriage, like if you're gonna get married, your future wife or your future husband is something and their family is bugging you, yeah, sure. Because that's a bullshit conversion. You're only doing it to get them off your okay, fine, I'm Jewish now. Can we leave us alone? We're still in the will, right? Okay, cool. But like with an honest conversion, like you're sitting there and you're looking at your religion, you've studied your religion, you've studied other religions, and you've sat there and you go, well, nah, this whole Jesus is the Son of God thing, walked on water, healed blood in the wine, no. You're Jewish, I don't know, the 8 days of oil. By the way, what the fuck is Hanukkah? That's I don't know, I don't get this Scientology thing though. I can see it. Yeah, evil space lord came back here trillions of years ago, dropped all the souls into volcanoes erupted, boom, here we are. Makes sense. There was no planet Earth back then, but yeah, no, I can get on board with that. What'd you say, golden plates, and he didn't show them to anybody? People just had to take his word on it? Why not? No, I'm totally up. What was his name, Smith? Oh, totally believable. I'm on board. There we go. Joe Smith? Joe Smith, that's his name? Yeah, sure, why not? You realize you have to, like, there has to be a certain level of insanity to get to that. You have to sit there and go, well, this fucked up thing doesn't make any sense, but this one sure does. Oh, it never ends though with it. I don't know. The problem is there's no logic behind it. Like, you can't have a logical discussion with anybody who's really, really religious. You're shaking your head right now. You've been in that same, you're like, fuck, you can't do it. I've been in that. This is a true story. I got a family friend of ours who, born again Christian, whole 9 yards, go all the way out, fully on deck, and we're sitting there one day, and we're having a conversation. He's trying to convince me that the world is in fact only 6,000 something years old. And I'm throwing out my art. I'm like, well, you got the fossil records, you got all these scientists saying that the Earth is, you got the geological records, like that. I've got all this proof on my side. Where's yours? You know what his argument was? I just know.
That's even better.
Fuck, you win. How do you argue that? You're arguing with a 6-year-old. I just know. But no, Jesus didn't walk on water. No, he did. I just know. You cannot argue with somebody like that. It's just not possible. But you get to this thing, and people, like, basically you choose to be dumb. You can't, you just sit there, you're like, well, science. Like, I guess my theory is if you're really shitty at science in high school, fuck, God did it. You're like, okay, no, we're not shitty at science, so, I don't know, it just boggles my mind. But any kind of faith, though, really kind of gets into you. Like, you guys all know who Sylvia Brown is, right? I'm like the guy chuckling in the mic, like, oh. By the way, I can't stand here. I'm gonna let you in. This is where the story's gonna get a little dirty. Margaret's like, yeah, leave now. For the record, I cleared this with 3 people. I cleared this with Margaret and Brian and Stax. So if you guys have any problem, I'm really sorry. Obviously, you all know who Sylvia Brown is. He's like, fuck this, we're going away now. No, obviously you all know who Sylvia Brown is. Sylvia Brown, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the most awful human beings ever. Yeah, I cannot stand her. I think what she does is absolutely atrocious, and what she puts families through is absolutely horrific. And she's honestly screwed up my dating life. Let me tell you the story. I used to live in New York. I lived there for 6 years. And in New York, anybody who's been to New York, I mean, New York's right down the road. You can take the trains down there. You know, if you ride on the subway and you want to, like, kind of creep somebody out, just smile at them. They don't know what to do. You're looking at somebody, just, hey, he's like, what's he smiling at? It's really. But so a few years ago, I was riding the subway back from work, and I used to live in Queens. And when you come up, you take the NW, you come up, you get above ground. So I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone. We're talking about Sylvia Brown. This is right after, I don't know if you remember the kid Sean, who she said was dead in 2004, and then they found him in 2007. He was alive. She came out and she's like, oh well, and she did it again with the kids in Cleveland. Like, she told them the girls were dead and all that, and it's a horrible thing. So we're sitting there, and we're just kind of making fun of her because she's just that easy of a target. And I'm going back and forth with a friend of mine, and we're doing our little impressions. I'm really sorry I have to tell you this. Your son is dead. I'm really sorry I have to tell you. They're gonna find him behind a dumpster. He's gonna be dead behind a dumpster. I'm really sorry. He's been skull fucked to death. I'm really sorry. I have to. No, it was 3 people. They took a giant drill and they just drilled a hole and they've been skull fucked. Did I mention he was behind a dumpster? I'm really sorry. Your son is dead. And we go back and forth like this, just for like 5 minutes. And there was a girl riding the train, really cute, who I'd seen before. And I was checking her out, and she had smiled at me, so I smiled back. And I don't remember what my friend said in my ear. She doesn't know I'm talking to anybody. I've got a little earpiece in here. All I remember was I started laughing very maniacally and creepily while staring directly at her. So we're riding on the train, she looks at me, she smiles, I smile back at her, my friend says something in my ear, and all she sees is They're gonna find your son skull fucked to death behind a dumpster. I'm really sorry. It was like a merry-go-round, they all just took turns. Now keep in mind, I can see her freaking out, which just makes it worse because I can't turn away, I can't blink, and as I realize what's going on and why she's getting freaked out, I start laughing harder. Still the entire time just locked on her. She is terrified. We get to the next stop, and she gets up real quick and jumps off. Now here's the thing. I knew that wasn't her stop. Not because I had figured out, I had creeped her out, but because that was my stop. And I had never seen her get off there before. So she gets off the train, and I'm laughing even harder as I step out onto the platform and boom, right back on the train and just takes the hell off. You guys have been a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out.
Proselytizers. And I don't know, did you get to about 90 seconds with that? What was that?
I got like 90 seconds. I don't usually do props or anything like that. I just come up, but I'm like, you know what, screw it, it's too perfect. I made like the name tag and everything, but thank you, David Silverman, for giving me the shirt. I was like, I just need American.
So we'll all pray for, Dave and his recovery so that he can try and make it to 2 minutes next time, okay, as a Mormon. Dave DeLuca.